Good afternoon, Trojans! Welcome to a special edition of Trojan TV, our 2025 Year in Review.
This year was packed with unforgettable moments, new faces, big changes, and a few surprises that made 2025 one to remember.
From leadership changes to classroom highlights and even a four-legged celebrity, we're looking back at what made this year at EMS so memorable.
Trojan TV
starts now.
We're kicking things off with a big milestone from 2025, the very first episode of Trojan Talk.
Calvin launched his new talk show this year, and for his debut guest, he sat down with someone who made a major move of her own.
Mrs. Kelderhouse made the switch from teacher to 6th grade principal, and she's sharing what the transition has been like.
Let's take a look at Calvin's Trojan Talk and hear more about this exciting change.
Hey Trojans, welcome to the very first episode of the Trojan Talk Show. Today we have a very special guest in the studio, Mrs. Kelderhouse. Welcome, Mrs. Kelderhouse.
Thanks for having me.
Congratulations on being the first visitor of the show.
I'm very excited, thank you.
All right, so the question we brought you down here today for, and the topic is, how did you become a principal here at EMS?
It's been a process. I started here at East Middle School about 6 years ago as a special education teacher. My first year was during COVID, so that was really interesting. After that, I have been working in the special education department and teaching some math classes. And then a couple of years ago, Mr. Tisworth asked me if I would be willing to start stepping in and helping when some of the other administrators had to be out for a day. And I gladly stepped in and started being kind of a guest principal instead of a guest teacher, right? And helping out in that aspect. And then I realized that it was something that I really enjoyed doing. So this summer when Mr. Howe decided that he was going to shift over to West Middle School because it was closer to his house, I decided that this could be my opportunity.
So tell us about your job now. Like, what are some things that are very new to you? Some things you didn't expect?
Very new to me. One would be just being on the other side of all of the things I was used to doing as a teacher when you work with your admin. So like as teachers, we get evaluated just to make sure that our teaching is going in the right direction, that we're making sure we're meeting the needs of our students. Those types of things. Now I'm on the other side. I'm the person doing the evaluating. And it's a much different hat that you have to wear in that aspect. Now it's like before when we would have kids who would be acting up and we would send them to RTC or they'd get lunch detentions or we'd have to, you'd send them to the principal's office to get phone calls home. I'm now the person making those phone calls, right? So it's a different situation in that aspect. Now, like I still get to see, I still work closely with kids, but I'm not doing the teaching of academics. I'm doing the teaching of, those social skills and how we interact in certain environments and how we're supposed to behave and what's appropriate and what's not.
Yeah, I mean, like, you went from sending people to the principal and now you're on the other side of that.
Yeah, I am.
Is it weird at all?
The first month of school was very weird and trying to find my own groove, like the way that I wanted to do things, the way that I wanted our office to run, learning the type of administrator I wanted to be and finding that along the way of also trying to, navigate not having my own classroom.
Thanks for coming down today, Mrs. Kelderhouse. First episode and all.
Well, thank you for having me, Calvin. I appreciate it.
We're glad to have you. It's been very enlightening, I would say, and I'm glad I know more about what you've basically like more about your role.
Yep.
Hope you don't leave anytime soon, Mrs. Gelderhaus.
I don't plan on it.
One of the biggest highlights from 2025 didn't happen on a stage or on the field.
It happened right here in one of our classrooms.
This year, a class at EMS won $1,000 from a local business to support their classroom food pantry.
That pantry helps TCAPS families in need, and money will go toward making sure more students have access to food and support.
It's a great example of how Trojans are making a difference right here at school.
Here's a look at this incredible 2025 highlight.
Can you say cheese at the camera?
All right.
Cheese. Okay, ready? Let's do it one more time, guys. Say cheese again. And Ari, look at the picture. Cheese.
The holidays became even brighter when Mrs. Johnson's class was nominated by Precision Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical for a $1,000 grant.
So we are Precision Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical, and we have been in our community for 25 years doing plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical. And we do a program called Precision Cares where we give $1,000 a month to local charities. We love giving back to our community. We have a wonderful community here, and New Horizons had several nominations come through, and we love supporting the schools and what they're doing. So they are our December Precision Cares winner.
Community support helps Mrs. Johnson's class stock and maintain a food pantry for local families in need.
So the $1,000 is we started a food pantry, my classroom did, and we're going to use this money to stock our food pantry, and then also in hopes of getting other companies to do food drives for us so we can continue to keep our pantry stocked for the students, not only here, but our program we have at Cortate Elementary. We also have a program at Central High School and then at Traverse Heights. And so there's about 15 families that we supply food for.
All right, you guys want to do one? We put your hands in the air. Fun one. Ready? Don't like all the
The class was nominated for the award by friends, family, and the community through the Precision Cares website.
We love supporting the kids, and it was pajama day, so it was a really fun day to be here.
This is Malik and Titus reporting for Trojan TV.
Now, for one of the most talked about highlights this year. And no, it's not a student or a teacher.
Maverick has become the most popular attendee at EMS in 2025.
From daily visits to math class to stealing hearts in the hallways.
And even winning the ugly sweater contest. Maverick has officially earned his Trojan status.
Here's a look at why this four-legged friend has become a true EMS icon this year.
So if you're done and you're not getting it checked, that might be something that you want to...
Meet Maverick. He's not your average classmate. First of all, he's quite furry and he doesn't say much. But his presence in Miss Morgan's math class is making a big difference here at East Middle School.
He's actually my husband's dog, and he went to Traverse City High School for about 5 years, and then my husband retired last year, and so I decided he loved it at school and he was great with the kids, and so I just thought it'd be a great opportunity for him and for us at East Middle School. We had to be certified to through the Alliance of Therapy Dogs, so it's so like pet therapy team. And so he and I are actually, I'm his handler, and we had to go to nursing homes and we had to get a certificate and fill out a bunch of paperwork, and he had to get insurance and all kinds of stuff. So it was quite a process. It took us about 2 months to do that.
Schools across America are becoming more open to therapy dogs in the classrooms. And studies show that there is up to a 30% drop in student anxiety and noticeable improvements in engagement and behavior from their presence.
It brings like joy to the kids there in the classroom, and it's like fun. If you have that class, it's like fun to be there, and they would probably look forward to having them.
During lunch, Maverick spends his time outside. Students pass by, stop for a quick hello, and head back to class. A small break that can make a big difference in the middle of a school day.
Students love him. They love coming to school to see him. Some of those students who are very quiet and would just sit, they'll go over to him, instant smiles, and he just brings just a real sense of community. Kids will sit and work with him on the carpet, and they just pet him while they're working. He's very calming.
This has been Paige and Susie reporting for Trojan TV.
Of course, no year in review would be complete without a look at Trojan sports.
Matt and Jackson are back with ESTN, breaking down the biggest athletic moments of 2025.
From standout performances to memorable games, here's their take on a year full of Trojan pride. Welcome, Trojans, to ESTN. I'm Matthew, here with Jackson to review the year of sports in 2025.
While there were a ton of memorable sports moments, we've selected 4 that we think were huge.
I'll get us started in the world of soccer with PSG finally winning the Champions League for the very first time, beating Inter Milan 5-0.
Matt tells me this is as huge as our Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, this team has been trying to win this title for years, and they finally did it.
That's huge. For me, the least expected trade in basketball ever was a shocker. Luka Doncic for Anthony Davis and a first-round pick.
Yeah, it's like, what are the Mavericks doing? They just traded away their star player.
Yeah, he was like the face of their franchise pretty much.
Yeah. Now let's go to the golf world where Rory McIlroy finally gets his career Grand Slam. Only 6 players have ever done it. His major wins include 2011 U.S. Open, the 2012 and 2014 PGA Championships, and the 2014 Open Championship, and the 2025 Masters.
McIlroy came back and won the Masters in the final day, which made it even more historic. And finally, it wouldn't be top list of the year without this one. The Chiefs finally lost the Super Bowl.
The Eagles dominated the Chiefs 40-22 and snapped the Chiefs' Super Bowl win streak.
The Chiefs winning all the time was getting as old as Taylor Swift, their new boyfriend.
Yeah.
Glad to see someone else win it.
Yeah, for sure. Now let's talk about EMS sports highlights from 2025.
Yeah, the 8th grade football team had another amazing season this year, only losing 1 game, making them nearly undefeated over the last 2 years.
Yeah, that's great. And the 8th grade girls black volleyball team went totally undefeated this season. Great job, Trojans.
No matter the season or the sport, Trojan teams brought the effort and the wins. But the most exciting thing that happened in 2025, you might not even know about.
Yes, our very own principal, Mr. Johnson, had a family reunion on the basketball court.
The basketball matchup between Gaylord and Traverse City Central was more than just a conference game. It was a once-in-a-lifetime family reunion on the hardwood.
Cousins faced off as head coaches, a son suited up for his dad's team, and 3 brothers with over a century of officiating experience shared the court together.
To talk about what made that night so special, we're joined by Traverse City Central head coach, Mr. Johnson.
Welcome, Mr. Johnson. Thanks for coming to the show today.
Thanks for having me.
Tell us how your family got so involved in basketball.
To kind of rewind a little bit, my dad and his brothers that you see here in this image, were just athletes that just love to play a number of sports, basketball, baseball, and their love of basketball kind of grew as they turned into teenagers. And my dad continued to coach and be involved in that way, but all 3 brothers continued to officiate and be involved in the game of basketball in a number of different ways, which kind of got me into the gym and where I am today.
What was it like coaching against your cousin?
It was kind of surreal. My cousin and I grew up together playing a lot against each other. When I talk about just in the driveway, in the garage, in the basement, competing against each other, and then playing with each other as we went through high school And so this was kind of a full circle moment for he and I to be able to kind of coach against each other, and groups that we have kind of molded in our own way to compete against each other. It was just really special, a lot of fun.
How meaningful was it when they named the court after your dad?
Yeah, really special, really special for my dad personally, who had and continues to be a part of the Gaylord community in a number of different ways, athletically, coaching golf, coaching basketball, officiating basketball for over 50 years.
Wow.
It was just really meaningful for them to recognize him in that way, to show kind of all the work that he's put into that and time and dedication.
Yeah, that's awesome. When you think about how rare that situation was, what stood out the most to you?
Yeah, I think that, you think of all the people that were involved in that and being able to kind of orchestrate getting them all together on the same page at the same time, to be able to get athletic directors, in a situation like this, the athletic directors to agree on, 3 brothers officiating a game that's against or between two relatives. It took just the stars aligning to everything kind of work out perfect for a night like that. And then on top of the game itself, them dedicating the court in my dad's name, I think that's just, it took a lot, and just kind of shows the dedication that everybody put into that.
Thanks so much for joining us today and sharing this special event.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for sharing this cool story with us.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
And that's all for this episode of ESDN. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Watching that ESDN piece really reminded me that sports aren't just about wins and losses.
Yeah, especially Mr. Johnson and his family. You could tell how much that moment meant to him.
And it really showed how sports bring people together.
Well, that felt like the perfect way to look back on 2025.
Thanks for spending your Friday looking back on 2025 with us.
Stay tuned for more great news and feature coverage in the coming year with Trojan TV. Bye!
So, Hadley, how's your New Year's resolutions going?
Let's just say I'm taking a break.